Greetings and salutations, welcome to episode 54 of the YouTube FC save and the final episode. We did manage to sort of turn around our form after the JPT heroic victory. We then lost 2 games in a row to Oxford, 2-1, Ramos getting the goal, Bolton 3-1, Moffat scoring for us, we then drew, so we've undefeated for 4. Colchester draw, Moffat getting a goal, and then Cambridge 2-2, Jordan getting himself a brace. Then we beat Birmingham away 2-0, Francois and Moffat. We drew with Rotherham at home, Francois and Schaff penalty, and we are to play Hartlepool in our final game. I'm just going to quick pick it, because why not? Lewis Collins never made it back to full fitness to actually play a game. Oh well, Francois, Jordan, Bianchi, Ramos up front. Hopefully he'll get his 20th. 19 goals and 14 assists is actually pretty good. So overall, I would say if I was to be carrying on this save, is that I'm quite happy with the season as a whole. We had a fantastic FA Cup run. Got to the 5th round, an unfortunate defeat by Reading. Less said that about the better. We also won the JPT. We also were in a shot of playoffs for a good number, like until 10 games left of the season. We still had a shout. Bit better form, there would have been a chance. Go on, Ramos. Oh, so I think overall very happy with this season. I would have liked to finish a bit higher in the league. We dropped it. The league is ridiculously close. A couple of wins and I'm 9th as opposed to 15th, and also a couple of defeats and I could have got relegated. So it's swings and roundabouts, I suppose. Ramos, oh come on Ramos, get your 20th of the season. But big turnout, away turnout. That's amazing. The away fans have turned up for the last game of the season. They didn't turn up for the JPT final, but they turned out for a pointless game at the end of the season. So we'll skip through this game as quickly as possible, and then we'll have a quick roundup. We'll have a look at some of the transfers that we've made and ins and outs over the last few years, just to see if there's any interesting goings on, and seeing, especially with a couple of the youngsters that we had to sell, to see if they went on to make it. Duckworth with the throne on the left-hand side. Jeff Stelling will be pleased. And it's a goal. Brilliant. It's always nice to finish the season with a boring defeat. Chris Dawson with his 3rd goal of the season. We're not going to watch replays. No, I refuse it. I've got one team that I'm definitely going to do a new series with. Obviously, we're starting 2 brand new series in the next couple of days. One team that I'm definitely doing, that I have in my heart set on, which is going to be they were once in the Premiership. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, Stamtovic, come on, man. That's all I'm going to say about that. I will do a reveal video, but the other team is still up in the air. I'm actually thinking, I don't know what you guys think, about doing a foreign save. Now, I was thinking of doing something in one of, not tiny nations, but say the smaller nations. So not Italy, Germany, Spain, or England, or even Holland. I'm thinking of doing something in Belgium, or Denmark, or maybe even Sweden. One where the challenge is not so much doing well in your league. Obviously, that's always a challenge, but like one of the bigger teams in those smaller divisions, and try and see if we can do well in the Champions League. Oh, come on. Whee! Is that no goal? No, Bianchi's wheeling away. He's taking it. Let me know what your guys think of that. I'll probably build a short list of those sort of European teams that I'm happy to do, and then let you have a vote on it. But as I said, that'll be starting in the next couple of days. I do quite like this formation though, with the attacking midfielder. We've been the better side by like quite a distance. Twice as many shots. We've had 2 clear-cut chances, 3 half chances, almost 60% possession. Just not putting away our chances. It's a hard one to fix without going into Pro Zone and all that sort of stuff, or watching whole games and stuff, which at this point I can't be asked to do. It's like right at the end of the series. But one of the obvious ones when you're having lots of chances and you're just not putting them away is often if you check long shots, you might be having a ton of long shots, and that's a nice easy fix to make. Just telling your players not to have those long shots, but we've not had a single long shot, so that's quite weird. Right, Jody Jones can come on for his farewell game. And Chisholm can come on. Go on, Chizzy Wizzy. Come on, can we finish the season with a win? Let's go Overload. Last 10 minutes. And I'll aggressively tell them to push forward. Free kick, Chisholm with it. Plays it short to Camps. Nice, Brown. Oh, I think that would have been his first of the season, the right back. Probably the wrong person for that to fall to. And it's going to end in another ball draw. That's 5 games undefeated at the end of the season, so not too bad. Should have won that game though. Story of our season. And there we have it. We finished massively mediocre 15th in the league. We will have a look at the team of the season. And we'll have a look at our sort of overall best 11 eventually when the game loads. There's a couple of players I'm interested to see. Here is our best 11. Excuse me. We have Pope in goal, who's been a solid goalkeeper for about 3 seasons now. We've got Brown at right back, Fry at centre mid, Scott Wharton. He was a very good player for us. A couple of good seasons on loan. Unfortunately, we couldn't make that deal permanent. We've got Ben Wyatt at left back. 4 good seasons. He was sort of rotational options in the last couple of seasons, but he was a very good player. We've got Harry Pell, who was superb for us for 3 seasons. Absolutely spectacular average rating. We managed to sell him for 20 grand. Next up, we got Gilby, who's obviously still with the club. 3 seasons, going strong, worth £600,000. We've got Francois as our left midfield. Let's have a quick look how he has performed. Only been with us a couple of seasons, but been very good. We've got Kieran Bywater. 4 seasons. He was with us in the Vanarama. He was very good. That last season, he just didn't quite get the goals that led to us not really playing much. We've got Naby, who had a spectacular season. He's without a club now, sadly. But the first couple of seasons in the Vanarama, he was one of the reasons why we got promoted, and a spectacular first season in the Sky Bet League 2. And lastly, Dejan Delacoste, 3 seasons, again spectacular, and then sort of petered off quite quickly. I think because we've had a sort of quite high rotation of players, none of these players have been with us for 7 seasons or anything. So we'll have a quick look at the transfers before we finish. I just want to see if any of the players that we sold on did any good. So let's quickly skip through. James Reed went to TNS, and he's now at Bishop Stortford. Where's our big sales? We didn't really make any big sales. We like TNS's filter club at this point. There's another 2 to TNS. And then we saw Peter Hartley to Colchester for 50 grand. He had ridiculous mental stats. And he went to Colchester, a couple of half-decent seasons, then went back to the Vanarama. He found his place, and it was in the Vanarama. Craig Eastman, Piffer, another good player for us. Surprised he didn't get. He's now an assistant manager. A bad one, but he's an assistant manager. This is the sort of season where we started selling a few players. So Sanchez Watt is now a scout at the age of 32, so he gave up his career quite early on. Went to MK Dons for 60 grand and never played a single game, and then retired. That's fair enough. Ishmael Miller, what's he up to nowadays? He's chief scout at Wimbledon, as you'd expect. Nobody really interesting there. Ryan Edwards went to Stockport. He's on his own now. Didn't get much game time. Boobly Doobly. So we bought him for 16 grand. He had a good season. We sold him for 60 grand to Chesterfield. Didn't get much game time. Went to Yeovil on loan. Scored a couple of goals. Then went to MK Dons on a free and only played 7 games. So he's still in League One this season, which is good. I think he's a decent player. Then our huge sales with the last season for Benassa, who went to Leyton Orient for £525,000. Played loads of games last season, 6.5, dreadful average, and then barely played. So he played all the... That's a weird one. He played all their games in the Championship, and then none of them won. They got relegated. And he's currently worth £37,000. I think that can be classed as a poor buy. Next up, we got Remy Robert, who was a very good player. I knew this guy would kick on, and he's still a decent defensive midfielder. So we sold him for £400,000, and he's just been loaned to a couple of Scandinavian teams, getting a bit of game time. So none of these have really kicked on. We know what happened with Jordan. We brought him back. Osman's an interesting one because he had good stats but never really performed for me. It's still at Bolton. And he played every game this season for them. Fantastic. And then we've got Loris, the centre-back that we sold for £140,000. Wow, man. It's another dreadful purchase. He's barely got any game time. And George Thomas, the striker, sold for £150,000. Played 1 game. They make some dreadful purchases. But when they got relegated, Preston, so he did play all the games this season and only got 6 goals. He might have been playing attacking midfield. That could be a possibility. Ben Wyatt we looked at. He's off to York as their first teamer. Good to see somebody getting some game time. And then big sales this season. We've got Connor Chaplin, attacking midfielder. We bought him on a free. He played 10 games. Yeah, so there's only really been like 2 successful players that have left our team. That should say she shouldn't leave us. Obviously, Jordan we brought back in. So there we go. I think we are done. We finished £209,000 in debt, which is not too bad for a team of our stature. And we should make that mostly back in the summer. So, the season is over. The save is over. We did manage to win some silverware with the JPT. Thank you for those guys that have watched the save. I know it's not been the most popular. It's because it's sort of create a club mode or something a bit different. But like I said, I'll create a new video in the next couple of days where you guys can help me decide on which team that we're going to do a career with next, and hopefully we can get another sort of series to 100 episodes. Thank you very much for all the support and joining me. I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.